one way that can bring considerably more visitors to your blog is to get your blog approved as a Google News source. And Google News here, the website, the address of course is news.google.com. And what this area of Google does is it searches a number of sources automatically and tries to bring you the most relevant stories across a number of different subject areas. As you can see, I'm in the science and technology area of the site at the minute. And to show you that there are some blogs actually approved as news sources, if we search, for example, if we search for search engine optimization, and if we scroll down a bit, I can show you a good example of this. Okay, this article here, search engine optimization is changing so quickly. From, the source is Search Engine Roundtable. And if we click through, okay, here's the site, and let me scroll down a bit so you can see the article. And there it is. And this is just a blog about the search engine industry. And it has news, it has articles, whatever the authors feel is relevant to its readers, which mostly I would say it's webmasters, people who run websites, and also those involved in the search engine industry, whether it's organising conferences or even potentially at search engines themselves. So some, as mentioned, some articles are quite aimed, let's say, at the general audience, and some are a lot more in depth. And it's been around for a while. I would say at least 2 years, this website, but probably longer. So it's a very proven, reliable source, and it's highly thought of in the market. So potentially, when it comes to blogs, well, I would say, of course, when it comes to any news source, but maybe more so when it comes to blogs, Google News is quite picky about what it allows onto its website. However, I do know one example of a blog that was allowed, and then a couple of weeks later, Google decided they had made a mistake, and the blog was removed from Google News. So that is a potential danger. But if the quality of your blog is high, and if it's got a proven track record, it's a very good chance. Well, there's definitely a good chance you'll get into Google News and stay there. But of course, your blog would have to be about something that was relevant to Google News. If we quickly go back to Google, okay, just looking on the left here, the main categories. If your blog doesn't fit into one of these and doesn't offer news about the industry or the niche your blog is in, then chances are you won't get in. If you have a blog which isn't about world news or business, science, technology, sports, entertainment or health, then your chances are slimmer of getting in, of course, because it won't be relevant. But it's definitely worth trying, and it only takes a few minutes of your time. So to submit your blog or your blogs as a news source, if we scroll down to the bottom, you want to click on. Okay, I couldn't find it on that page, so I had to go to the front page of Google News. The science technology page was a sub-page, so I had to go to the front page, scroll down to the bottom, and if you click on About Google News, there's an intro and there's a bunch of questions and answers. If you scroll right down to the bottom, okay, number 28, you didn't answer my question in this FAQ, what now? So you can click there and get in touch. and you can choose I want to recommend a news source. So it's definitely worth a try. And actually something I became aware of, you may want to try this route, or potentially also you can try, I've got a blank email open here. I've got this email address in memory, so if I just press Ctrl V to paste, there it is. So you can see the email address is news-feedback@google.com. That's the email address I've been told from a reliable source that goes to their editors. So if you send them an email saying, please consider this news source, which is my blog, they'll take a look. And it may get in, it may not get in, but that may potentially be, sending to this address may potentially be more successful than using the form. But I really don't know. You may want to try both and see. So that's what I would suggest. Google News, obviously there's a lot of people visiting there. I probably visit every day, I would say at least. And that can refer, if your blog has relevant articles, relevant news, and is regularly updated and is approved, that can send you a lot of visitors from Google direct to your blog.